yesterday was a lot more windy. We had a really strong headwind, and the practice field is facing a little bit different direction. So if wind picks up, we might see some first arrows being shot in different directions. But it should look like a very good finals, and we have great weather here and great backdrop. So
could be a game of adjustments today. The compound bow center stage today. If you're watching for the first time, here's how our game is played. Baseball, of course, has 9 innings. Football and basketball, halves and quarters. Hockey has periods. With archery, the athletes using compound bows compete in segments called ends. In each match, each competitor shoots 3 arrows in 5 ends, a total of 15 arrows at a distance of 70 meters. And if it all comes down to total points, the highest total point decides the winner. In case of a tie, a single arrow will be shot by each archer, and closest to the center wins the match. Speaking of matches, we're about to get started. Our first match of the day in the compound women. Seyedeh-Vida Halimian of Iran taking on Laura Longo of Italy. First time in the finals for both of these archers. They did meet 3 times this season, and Longo won 2 of the 3 matches. Halimian, 23 years old, ranked 11th in the world, and Laura Longo, also 23, ranked 4th in the world. This is a good matchup right here, Brady.
You know, this finals, we have the top 8 archers in the world, or, you know, at least this season. So every match we watch this weekend should be pretty good.
This is Seyedeh-Vida Halimian from Iran, who along with Mahtab Parsamir is competing in the World Cup finals for the first time, at least an Iranian athlete competing for the first time in the World Cup finals. And our first arrow is dead on.
It's a good start.
Very good start for Seyedeh-Vida Halimian of Iran. Now on target number 2, Laura Longo of Italy.
Yeah, that one's going to be close. It's an 8 or 9. They have an asterisk next to it, so we'll see. But
Halimian with a 9, following up her 10. So now it's Laura Longo again, a member of the Italian women's team that took 5th at the World Championships in Torino earlier this summer. And off to a little bit of a slow start.
.29. It's a pretty good start, especially with
a good start in this first end.
And that's going to help her out, shooting a 10 on that finish. So a 26 possible, 27 to a 29.
So we're in the books and underway here in Istanbul, Turkey, the World Cup finals. Halimian taking on Laura Longo. And Halimian, who came up short in her bid for a bronze medal in the individual competition at stage 2, finishing in 4th place, gets off to a good start here in Istanbul with a bullseye. In fact, a couple of bullseyes on her first end. And she takes a 3-point lead, 29-26 after the first 3 arrows. Now the winner of this match will face the winner of the next one between Christy Collin of the United States and Halimian's teammate from Iran, Mahtab Parsamir. And there you get a good look at the compound bow being used in this competition. A far cry from the bow that the gentleman sitting next to me, Brady Ellison, will be using tomorrow in the recurve competition.
So Longo did pick up that first arrow. It was called a 9, so she only has 2 points to come back now, and with 4 ends left, you know, if she keeps shooting a bunch of 10s like she did on her last shot, she'd come back.
Longo on target 2. And her first shot of the second end is a 9. And Seyedeh-Vida Halimian answers with a 9 of her own. It is head-to-head competition, single elimination matches. The archers alternating their shots, and that one appears to be on the line, Brady.
Yeah, that one I can't tell where it is.
They put an asterisk by it. It's an 8 with an asterisk.
And there's an X.
No asterisk needed for that shot.
Taking advantage of that 8, possible 9 there to increase her lead.
And there you see the backdrop that they're shooting against.
9. A little bit of a rough start, could be a little bit of nerves, and this is a World Cup final. This first match is important. If you want to get into the money, you have to win this first match. So the most nerve-wracking one, and being the first people out on deck today, you know, just kind of lead things off.
So Halimian talking things over with her coach, in pretty good position right now. She picks up 27 points in that end, adding to the 29 she had in the first. So total of 56 points to 53 for Laura Longo, who is going to have to come from behind to try to win this match. We have a stepladder format. We're in the quarterfinals this morning here in Istanbul. The winner of the quarterfinal matches, of course, going on to the semifinals this afternoon, and then hopefully into the gold medal match.
Well, just saw the judge pull out the magnifying glass. We'll have to look and see. She picked it up and she didn't. That remained an 8. So now a 3-point deficit. It's a beautiful morning. It's quiet out. Occasional boat going by that you could hear, but no wind, no nothing, just calm.
Yesterday afternoon when you were shooting in the practice round, we had cargo ships, we had tourist boats coming by, all sorts of traffic out there, and of course the challenge is always to focus, and there's a lot of distractions here.
There is, but it's not too bad. It's not like you're staring at them behind the target, so.
Good look at Laura Longo, focusing in on that target, firing a 9.
I mean,
but now she needs to start shooting 10s from here on out.
She does, and she's either having a lot of shots go off left, or her coach needs to tell her to move her side, or she needs to realize she's shooting left. She only has one just barely right at the cross, and everything else hanging on that left side pretty heavy.
Laura, a silver medalist with her mixed team at stage 2 in Turkey, a bronze medal in the individual competition at stage 1 in Croatia. Also picked up a bronze medal at stage 3 in Ogden last month, and then a bronze in Shanghai. And Vida Halimian putting the pressure on now. And Longo answering. So after the bullseye by Halimian, Laura Longo finishes off that third end with a strong shot.
Score 84-81. Advantage remains with Halimian. 3-point lead.
So 2 9s and a 10 in that end for Laura Longo, 28 points. That's her best performance thus far. And for Halimian,
28 too.
28 points as well.
So still keeping a 3-point spread, and I mean she shoots a good next couple ends to finish out. She still has a chance at it. She needs a good end this one though to start the momentum rolling on her side.
So the two 23-year-olds battling here in Istanbul on a beautiful, beautiful morning. Fabulous city that's often referred to as an open-air museum. It is the link between Asia and Europe. And in fact, that bridge you see in the background, the Fatih Sultan Mehmet Bridge, connects the Asian side to the right with Europe on your left. And there's the first shot of the fourth end.
That's the way she needs to start this one off.
So Laura Longo with a 10 and now an 8.
Feeling a little bit of pressure there. Now she's only 1 point back. She's right back in the game, and it only took 1 arrow.
It is a little bit of pressure to have that lead going down the stretch, isn't it?
It is, especially, you know, when you're only a couple points behind and you're shooting first, you kind of still have the advantage. Because if you start shooting really good, you can put some pressure on the other person.
We'll see how Halimian answers that, and she does.
Great recovery. Shooting in 10 there, that was a good end. That's what she needed to do. So she'll pick up at least 1 point here, depending on this last arrow, and put her that much closer to at least trying to tie the match up.
That was the best end thus far for Laura Longo, and she does pick up some ground.
So yep, she's only 1 point behind. She's shooting first going into the next end. That's a good not the best place you want to be, but you know it's very manageable at that point. You stroke a couple 10s before your opponent does, and you're right back into the game.
So now we'll find out as we go down the stretch. The score 110 for Laura Longo, and for Vida Halimian 111 points thus far. So 1 point edge for Halimian, who's led by as many as 3 early in the match, trying to advance to the semifinals here at the World Cup Finals in Istanbul. She shot a 27 in that end to the 29 for Laura Longo. So some suspense and some drama as we head to the 5th and final end.
Longo really wants to step up here and put one right in the middle and put the pressure on.
So a 9 for Longo.
10.
And that may have done it there, Brady. Longo with 2 more arrows to try to salvage
10.
this match.
There we go. 9. 1 point. She needs to shoot a 10 here to have a chance. Good shot. She caught the line. Now it's a 10 to win, 9 to tie.
So the pressure all on the shoulders.
And it's a 9 tie game.
There you go. See?
Now we have a shoot-off. She shot 2 strong ends and came back and tied it up. That's what it's all about.
How do you feel about the shoot-off format? Do you like the 1 arrow format? Or would you rather have 2 out of 3, 3 out of 5, something of that nature?
Me personally, I wish that we would go back to what we used to do. It used to be 2 arrows. It was a 1 arrow shoot-off still, but you shoot one, and if you tied on score, you shot another one that was based off score, and then your 3rd arrow was closest to the center. And I like that a lot better because I've seen a lot of shoot-offs since they've gone that where both people shoot X's, you know, and it's tough when it's 1 arrow. I mean, it makes you shoot 1 really good shot, but I still think that you should go, you know, a couple for score and then go closest to the center.
Well, in this case today, it will be 1 and done, and it all comes down to this between Laura Longo and Vida Halimian of Iran. Mian with a 3-point lead early on. Got off to a 2-point lead after the first end. Led by 3 after the second end, 3 after the third end, but Laura Longo came charging back and tied the score and sends this to the shoot-off here in Istanbul. A lucky charm, a mascot perhaps?
No idea.
Anybody's guess. Anybody's guess as to how this will all turn out now as we go to the 1 arrow shoot-off between Laura Longo and Vida Halimian for the match and a chance to advance to the semifinals here at the World Cup Finals in beautiful Istanbul. Halimian.
X. It's a good one.
She throws down the gauntlet for Laura Longo.
She needs an inside-out X here to win it.
Laura won a shoot-off in Ogden back in August to win a match. Oh, how close is that?
That is very close.
Too close to call.
The Iran's is a little bit closer, but it might be within that 2 millimeters to have it's. I believe the ruling is if your arrows are within 2 millimeters of each other, they shoot it again because that could be the difference in target size or the caliper. So we might have a second single arrow shoot off here.
You and I have talked about this before, Brady. We're both football fans, and they talk about football being a game of inches. This is millimeters. There are some of the Iranian contingent applauding Halimian, who's nervously awaiting the ruling from the judges as they go down, and they're going to take a very close look, and they gave it to Halimian.
Gets it. Very close shoot off, and I mean, she caught that X line. The other girl was just out of it, so it's good shooting by both archers.
That's as close as it comes, but boy, what disappointment. Laura Longo must be feeling as she came back strong after falling behind by 3 points in that match, sent it to the shoot-off, and then made it as close as you possibly can.
Yeah, and it was good for Halimian to come back and shoot first in that shoot-off and really shoot a good arrow to win the match.
So Halimian advances, and Laura Longo, World Cup finals over very quickly. Great shot of the setting here in Istanbul. Off to the right-hand side of the screen, you can see the Küçüksu Castle. We're on the grounds of the Küçüksu Castle, where the competition is just underway, and we're getting set now for our second women's match in the compound